Welcome to Tenebral Gaming. Now, I'm quite sure some of you already know about the whole Tylenol situation in the States. Allegedly, it's called paracetamol in other countries, but I'm not quite sure that's correct. I'll have to look that up. But RFK Jr. and the Trump administration, in their effort to make America healthy again, have officially announced that there is a link between Tylenol and autism. Now, I'm not quite sure about the science behind this, so I'm not going to support it or unsupport that particular stance. I do think that we shouldn't really be taking drugs that much. I think we're too dependent on drugs, and I think we should find ways of, having a more healthy lifestyle so we don't actually get into a situation where we have to take drugs. And I think it's no surprise that a lot of times, whenever you look at drugs, etc., they do say that these shouldn't be taken while pregnant, or you should consult with the doctor before taking it while pregnant. So whatever drugs we take do in fact have an effect on, or can have an effect on developing babies. But of course, as this announcement was made, the crazy lefties who are suffering from TDS can't help themselves, and they've started to down bottles of Tylenol in an attempt to protest or stick it to Trump. And I think that is quite possibly the dumbest thing you can do. But thank God for the internet, because even though it can be quite a toxic and dumbass echo chamber of sorts, a lot of times information can be found that sort of escapes the general public's mind and starts to critique the general narrative that you find in news media and among our liberal friends. So let's look at some archived information that people have collated together. CNN, of course, and many other mainstream media are denying that Tylenol can have negative impacts on developing babies. But things aren't actually as they seem, because here we go. Here's some CNN articles from back in the day collated together. So Obama says Trump's Tylenol announcement was violence against the truth, as Trump links autism to acetaminophen use during pregnancy, despite decades of evidence it's safe. However, the same news organizations actually shared the news that the drug can in fact have negative impacts on developing babies. So a common painkiller should be investigated for possible risks to developing fetuses, experts say. So this is from 2021. We have an article from 2017. Study links acetaminophen in pregnancy to, ready for this, ADHD, but experts question results. So there are studies in existence beforehand that are linking the two. And 2016, acetaminophen, I can't pronounce it to save my life, during pregnancy may increase the risk of hyperactivity in kids. So it might not be autism, but there are links there between this and other issues that might have something to do with brain development. Moving on, routers, obviously, right now is just liberal hellhole of sorts. 2025, of course, Trump links autism to Tylenol and vaccines, claims not backed by science, but they themselves in 2013, so that's even before Trump ever ran for office, said that too much Tylenol in pregnancy could in fact affect development. Here are some tweets by Tylenol themselves, ranging from 2016 to 2019. So 2016, if you are pregnant or nursing, seek the advice of your healthcare professional before using Tylenol and any other medication. Then 2017, thanks for the shout out, Carrie. So I think they were replying back to somebody. Just make sure to talk to your doctor before taking Tylenol while you're pregnant. Thanks again. So I'm guessing there was somebody who did a video on how they were struggling with pain during pregnancy, and Tylenol helped them. 2017, we actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concerns today. And then you go 2019, congrats on your upcoming edition. So replying back to somebody else's tweet. So exciting. It'd be great to touch base real quick since we haven't tested Tylenol to be used during pregnancy. So that's 2019. A bit more detail that they haven't actually tested Tylenol and see how it affects pregnancy. All right. That's crazy. Of course, there's a collection of crazy liberals just downing Tylenol. You know, if this is paracetamol, which I haven't looked, I don't think you should be having too much of this anyway, because these drugs do affect your liver and your kidneys. So it's crazy. TikTok idiots. I have, however, found a amazing video on X where this doctor explains why they don't usually recommend Tylenol, and it goes more into the detail about the science behind it. So let's give this a listen. Oh, sorry, I just realized that the sound is off. I'm gonna put the sound back up.
But we really don't know why. So let me break it down why it's bad. And we've known this for a lot of you are hearing that acetaminophen and Tylenol are bad, but we really don't know why. So let me break it down why it's bad. And we've known this for a really long time. It's just our public health policy in the United States is absolute garbage. So here we go. When Tylenol is detoxified, it produces a toxic byproduct called NAPQI. This causes a lot of problems for the liver. It causes brain inflammation.
So there you go. Like I said, you shouldn't be having too much of that. If you can fight through pain, that's great. Help you manage some symptoms, but I think some people, I've been guilty of this as well, just jump to try to use painkillers in any situation. So it seems it's this NAPQI buildup that actually causes that liver damage.
This causes a lot of problems for the liver. It causes brain inflammation. It causes problems systemically. This is not just a kid problem. This is also an adult problem. As we age, glutathione.
And that's something to think about, because these symptoms aren't actually, these conditions have already been discussed in adults. So if the drug's going through your bloodstream, I don't know what's so surprising about them having the similar impact on developing babies. In fact, it's probably worse on the babies, and the reason is because they're still developing.
storages become depleted. And if we don't have optimal glutathione, then this NAPQI can increase and build up and cause issues. Tylenol and acetaminophen can pass through the placenta really easy. In children and fetuses, they tend to have really low storages of glutathione in general.
See, so they're not developed yet, so that's why the concentration of those chemicals inside their body are not as concentrated as in an adult human being.
And so this causes a lot of problems. This can cause NAPQI to build up in a fetus or in a child, and this causes oxidative stress, this causes liver injury, this causes brain inflammation and neurodevelopmental issues.
So brain inflammation, and of course that's going to affect neurodevelopmental issues as well.
This causes all sorts of stuff too. So in general, we've been saying this for a really long time, we don't like our patients taking Tylenol for this one thing. On top of that, when somebody is really sick and they take Tylenol for a fever, they deplete their glutathione, which in turn causes them to be sick longer. It makes zero sense. Plus, your fever can be really important as long as it's not life-threatening.
That's an important point to remember, because your fever has a purpose to it. Speaking from less of a scientific perspective, think about it. Your fever exists to be able to degrade some, I would say, pathogens. That's sort of a less scientific way to put it, I think. I'm sure it's a bit more complicated than that, but the fever has some purpose, I guess.
We like fevers, so there you go.
I guess that was Dr. Josh Red. So I think it's a bit of a sad situation. I mean, if you want to say, okay, Trump's an idiot, or he's lying and stuff, that's good. But you know, that taking the drug like as a joke just to stick it to Trump is so stupid. Just says a lot about the lack of intelligence on the part of these individuals. I guess some people might argue, you know, evolutionary wise, you know, that's just evolution getting rid of the undesirables in a way. But you know, they might not be damaging themselves that much. It's the baby that's getting affected. And the other thing is, imagine this, okay? If these drugs affect the child, suddenly it becomes a problem for everybody, because you know, these are the same individuals that call for free healthcare. You know, great, the government gives you free healthcare, but it is your social responsibility as well in that case that you are not a burden on that system by acting stupid or acting like an idiot. Well, that's my thoughts on the whole Tylenol situation. Please leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe to Tenable Gaming.